in light of the two assassinations that the Israeli government pulled off in Tehran and Beirut shortly after Prime Minister Netanyahu received adulation and obeisance from the audience he bought and paid for on the floor of the House of Representatives.
You know, there's some question as to whether or not Netanyahu gave the United States a heads up that he was going to do this. And I think that the answer is he did give the United States heads up. I know the United States denies this, but something of this scope and scale couldn't have been carried out without the United States at least knowing that it was happening so that we could, you know, be prepared to respond. Israel attacked Iran. It's straight up. And Iran has said that that is a red line and that Iran's retaliation will be on a scope and scale greater than that which took place back in April when they carried out Operation True Promise. And this appears to be the direction that Iran is heading. Some people predict that this attack will take place tonight. We don't know. I mean, you know, Iran gets to make that decision. The timing and the level of retaliation is purely an Iranian decision. But Netanyahu had to know that by attacking Iran the way he did, that he was going to push Iran to where they needed to retaliate, and this would take it to another level. Whether he believes that the United States would intervene or he was trying to force the Americans to intervene, I don't know. The United States has indicated that it will not participate in offensive actions against the Iranians, that all they'll do is defend Israel from any Iranian missile attack. You know, what happens when Hezbollah joins in the fight? What happens if Iran, you know, the pro-Iranian militias in Iraq do? There's already indication that American bases have been attacked in Iraq, maybe as a precursor to a larger regional offensive by the axis of resistance. We're in a very, very dangerous situation right now, and it's all because of Benjamin Netanyahu's desire to hold on to political power at any cost.
What do you think will happen in the next several weeks because of the evil that Netanyahu has wrought?
If Iran retaliates on the level that it has indicated would be retaliation for such an attack, we could be looking at tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of lives lost. A general war between Iran and Israel that could drag the region in and drag the United States and maybe even Russia and China into it. You know, Israel has indicated that if Iran strikes civilian targets, that it will hit Iran's nuclear infrastructure. And Iran, of course, would respond by hitting Israel's nuclear infrastructure, and the escalation would go from there. You know, so we're looking at, you know, the real possibility that densely populated urban areas, both in Israel, Iran, and elsewhere, Beirut, could be hit with very lethal conventional weapons. Again, on a scope and scale that we haven't seen. I mean, you know, Ukraine doesn't, you know, the war in Ukraine definitely isn't done in this fashion. If you go to Kiev, the capital, people are partying, they're walking, they're shopping. You hardly know that there's a war. That won't be the case if there's a general conflict between Israel and Iran. Tehran, Isfahan, these cities will be hit. Tel Aviv, Haifa, these cities will be hit. And, you know, civilian targets will be hit. Civilians will pay a very heavy price.
Here's Hassan Nasrallah 2 days ago. Tell me what you think. Cut number 3.
The enemy and those behind the enemy must wait for our inevitable reaction. God willing, there is no discussion or controversy about this.
Does he mean what he says?
I believe he does, but again, he was very, you know, non-descriptive in what he said, meaning that you know, it's open to interpretation. Would he participate in a general retaliation with Iran, or would he hold off and strike at a time and place of his choosing? You know, we have yet to see. Nasrallah has been a master of escalation management and not one to, you know, jump off the deep end precipitously, but I do think that he will take guidance from Iran's actions. Now, we know that former defense minister of Russia, Sergei Shoigu, has flown to Tehran. There seems to be a stream of Russian military aircraft flying to Iran, presumably delivering high-tech military equipment, maybe air defense systems, maybe surface-to-surface missile systems. We don't know. Could the Russians be asking the Iranians to delay, to tone things down, or are the Russians saying, "We're here with you"? We do know that Sergei Lavrov said about Israel's actions that Israel can't expect Russia to sit on the sidelines forever. Meaning
Is that unusual? Is that unusual that Lavrov would say that, and that Shoigu would personally go to Tehran? Does that indicate to you a level of interest in the outcome of this dispute on the part of the Kremlin?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we know that Russia and Iran have signed a defense agreement. The details of which haven't been made public, but Russia and Iran are operating on a different level altogether today than they were this time last year, this time 6 months ago, this time 3 months ago. They are strategically connected. Russia and Iran have signed a deal that connects St. Petersburg with the southern Iranian ports of Chabahar and Bandar Abbas, providing connectivity that can't be blocked by the United States. They're linked in terms of industrial cooperation, geopolitical cooperation, and Russia has indicated that it is a strategic ally of Iran. So I think Israel and the United